You're watching MBTA TV, brought to you by Concur.
Hi, it's Stuart Verdery with MBTA and the Monument Policy Group. We're here today with Paul Morris with the Office of Field Operations, U.S. Customs and Border Protection at the Department of Homeland Security. Paul is the Executive Director for Admissibility and Passenger Programs at CBP. He's responsible for managing all the ins and outs of people coming into the country and attracting and processing foreign visitors, hundreds of millions of them each year. We're going to talk today about a new program that CBP is developing, the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, or Esta, which will become a requirement for visa waiver travelers beginning in 2009. Paul, can you give us an overview as to how Esta is going to work and why CBP is deploying this new program for inbound visa waiver travelers?
The Electronic System for Travel Authorization is a new requirement for all citizens and nationals from Visa Waiver Program countries. It will be required as of January 12, 2009, and any VWP applicant for admission to the United States will have to register in that program prior to boarding an aircraft to come to the U.S. It's a program that allows us to increase the security of the Visa Waiver Program so that we can continue to offer visa-free travel to the U.S. And at the same time, it will also allow the Visa Waiver Program travelers to ensure that they are not going to have an issue when they arrive at the airport to board an aircraft.
So you're able to go online now to get the ESTA approval that you'll need in January for international travel.
The website for enrollment in the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, or ESTA, will be available as of August 1st, 2008. And that website will allow the Visa Waiver Program applicants to go on there, enroll. There is no fee. We basically collect the information that is required in the paper form that is normally completed upon arrival in the United States. You can find that website and additional information by going to cbp.gov.
What will a traveler need to do to fill out this application and start this process? Can you give us a sense of how this is going to work? And we're especially interested in when and whether doing this online ahead of time might make it easier for travelers arriving at airports and not having to be filling out paper forms, looking around for the pen in the airplane and that kind of stuff. Can you explain how the process is going to work?
We tried to keep the online registration process as absolutely simple as possible. The applicant for an ESTA authorization goes onto the website. They provide us with their biographic information, their passport information, and they answer some eligibility questions. It's essentially the same information that we currently collect in the paper form that is completed upon arrival in the United States. Once that application is submitted, and again, it is free, there is no charge for submitting that application, they are going to get one of three different responses back: that they've been approved, which means that they're eligible for travel to the United States, that their application was not approved and that they have to take some additional steps before they can travel, or that their application is pending and that we need to do some additional checks. But in all three cases, we're going to provide essentially a real-time response to their application for approval.
One thing we hear about is privacy, people submitting information online. Can you give us a sense as to how the website is protected? Are people's information going to be secure and private?
This is a government-owned system, a U.S. government-owned system. We apply the strictest standards to ensure that all privacy, private information is protected and significantly secure from any kind of breach.
So, Paul, what are the benefits for travelers, visa waiver travelers, who are going to be filling out the ESTA forms?
A traveler that has applied for an ESTA and has been approved knows that when they arrive at the airport overseas, waiting to board a flight to the United States, that they've already been approved for travel to the U.S. It does not guarantee that they're going to be admitted to the United States, but it does mean that the boarding process should go smoothly for them. They should not have any issue at that point in travel. And that authorization is valid for 2 years, so it provides them with that level of authorization for that period.
Paul, can you explain what the difference is between Esta and a visa? You know, a visa that you go get at a U.S. consulate overseas?
An Esta travel authorization is not the same as a visa. The Esta authorization is approved for Visa Waiver Program applicants who are normally exempt the issuance of a visa and the requirement for carrying that visa. It does not guarantee admission to the United States, and it basically just says that that individual is cleared for travel, that we have done some vetting of the individual and they do not appear to pose any risk to national security or other law enforcement issues.
Paul, we've heard some concerns from our membership about what if I'm caught on a watch list? What if the Esta system rejects my application? How do I go to get a visa? How do I get my name cleared if it's a false positive? What is the appeals process?
We urge all Visa Waiver Program applicants or travelers to the United States to apply for an Esta application as soon as possible. If someone has applied for an Esta authorization and they've been denied, they will receive a message back stating that they must go to a Department of State consular office and apply for a visa. That is one of the reasons that we request that they apply as soon as possible, so that it does provide them with sufficient time in order to still obtain a visa and still complete their travel to the United States if they are otherwise eligible.
Paul, thanks for your time talking about Esta. It's an important program. We'll be working with you and Secretary Chertoff as this becomes a reality for our members in 2009. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.